I'm excited to talk to you because Static is super catchy. I've listening to it like ever since I got a chance to hear that we were going to be chatting. I think it's such an
Oh, yay.
incredibly cool song. Let's start at the
Thank
beginning though. I know
you.
that you're often sold as sort of like a R&B artist, maybe a soul artist as well. Is that how you also tend to describe the music you make?
I think it's kind of a mixed bag right now. I'm still just in the exploration stage of like who I am as an artist, and I feel really grateful that I get to kind of just experiment and explore. So I don't really have a definition yet. Yeah.
Perfectly fine. I mean, there's so many different sounds I hear in your music as well, so it's hard for me to want to even limit you for how you would describe it as well, right? When you were growing up, who were some of the musical influences that you listened to?
Growing up, I listened to such a wide variety of people. I mean, off the top of my head, like Carole King, Alanis Morissette, Tower of Power, Chaka Khan, um, Katy Perry, Christina Aguilera, like all the big Beyonce, of course. Like, so that was when I was young, and then I kind of started going into more of a neo soul lane, like Erica Badu and Jill Scott and Lauryn Hill, and uh, yeah, kind of more alternative R&B stuff too. Frank Ocean, SZA,
I
yeah.
could hear that. I could hear all those influences in especially in this particular song, Static. What inspired the song?
So basically, the inspiration for this song, I just being in a body with a brain, I have so much mental chatter all the time. And like, I have, diagnosed ADHD and anxiety, and those things just like love to work together and be like, create the perfect storm in my brain all the time. And I think that that's kind of what this song um, like conceptualizes. Um, I feel like I call that all that chatter just like the static in my mind. And all of like the expectations that I have of myself, or the maybe expectations other people have of me, or the things I wish I could have done differently, or oh my gosh, I have to do my laundry and it's been sitting in a pile for 2 weeks. Like just like the to-do lists and all the little boxes in our brains. Sometimes they just open at the same time for me. Um, and so I just wanted to kind of make a song that like yeah, wraps that up into a little bow.
What kind of fan response have you been receiving to the song so far? Clearly, I've fangirled a lot, at least on
Yeah,
my.
I really appreciate it. And now I've been getting really positive feedback. A lot of friends and people reaching out on social media, telling me that they like the song, and I'm just really like grateful for literally any positive feedback or any feedback at all. Honestly, I'm just so happy to receive.
You touched a little bit on your songwriting process already, but is there a typical songwriting process for you? Do you need to have a little bit of a hint at a lyric before you can find a beat for it? Or do you think of sort of a little catchy tune in your head and then you add lyrics to go with it?
Yeah, it's kind of different every time. Sometimes I will sit down at the piano and I'll just like kind of start like hashing out some chords or like what I'm feeling, or just experiment and see what my fingers want to do that day. Or sometimes I will have an idea in my head when I'm on the train and I will write it down, in my notes app, and then I'll revisit it later. Um, and then sometimes if I'm working with a producer, they'll already have like a framework for like a beat or something, and so I'll just kind of like top line over that and like ideate, see what different concepts, generally kind of what's happening in my life I like to touch on, just use myself as kind of a reference for my songwriting. Yeah, and kind of the world around me.
Then when it comes to the production side of the music you make, are you fairly hands-on or do you have people in your corner that you sort of trust to fine-tune things a little bit for you?
So when we were producing this project, I was in the room the whole time, other than doing like the mixing and mastering part of it. So I was helping with the production aspect, and I learned so much about producing through this process, and it's such an incredible world, and it's as deep as the world of singing, and as deep as the world of songwriting. And so it was really cool to kind of get that glimpse into that part of the creative process. But yeah, I was rocking with it. It was great.
I'm excited because with this song, I'm hoping it means that there's an EP or maybe even a full album in the works.
There's an EP. So we have a little project. It's 5 songs, 4 or 5 songs. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna just start continuously keep dropping stuff throughout the next year.
I
Yeah.
know that you were incredibly vulnerable and beautifully performing on American Idol, and I'm sure you've gotten so many people just praising the wonderful work you did on that series. And I know that Katy Perry even said that your performance was one of the most technically perfect vocals they've ever gotten. What did that mean to you?
That was really validating to hear from her. I have been singing since I was like 2, and I've been working on this craft since I was so young, and I feel like I've dove so deep into being a vocalist and how to navigate my voice and how to express myself and how to use my emotion to like propel what I'm singing technically, and how to use the technicality to inform the emotion of the song and vice versa. Um, and so that was really awesome feedback. I was just kind of I don't know if like shocked or surprised is the right word to receive such positive feedback from all of them, but it was just so like it made me feel so warm, very validated. Yeah.
What advice or lesson maybe you took to heart, something that you experienced or took in while you were on American Idol that really um, has stayed with you and lingered with you?
I think um, one of the main lessons I learned was, and it sounds so cheesy and so cliche, but just like do exactly what I want to do and be authentic to myself, um, and don't let anybody railroad me or make me feel packaged to be something that I might not be. I think that 1 minute to 90 seconds is a really hard amount of time to capture like the nuance of somebody's artistry is of somebody's like life's work. Um, so I also learned like I'm a full show kind of girl. Like I love to create an arc through a full length show. So that was a big lesson that I learned too. Um, and obviously storytelling through songs and through individual songs is so important and something that I really value. But yeah, I mean, 1 minute is a lot. It's not a long time. Yeah.
I know you recently performed back in November I'm sorry, at the Hotel Ziggy, and you touched on it maybe a little bit just now, but what can fans expect from a live Anilee List performance?
So in my most ideal setting, I have my full band, which is guitar, keys, bass, drums, flute, and 2 background singers. So it's 8 people in total, which is a big band. And I like it that way. I love having just that energy and that power, and everybody putting so much like love and just like they're all so good. Everybody in my band is just so gifted. Um, and so I just want to like be able to showcase all of them too. So yeah, I think just live stuff is like kind of my jam. Um, so big, exciting, high energy, crowd participation. I love when the crowd sings along with me. I'll teach them some of the like the static chords. Oh, I always have them like sing that. I'll teach it. And yeah, just kind of creating an energy where everyone feels like they are part of the show too. Like this is not my stage, this is like our stage, you know?
I think that's incredibly unique for you and wonderfully important for you to involve the fans so much that way they feel like they're a part of not just supporting you being at the show, but involved in the beautiful music that you make as well. They're showing you that they care. Must
Yeah.
mean a lot to you.
Yeah, it totally means a lot. I mean, when I see people singing in the audience, it just like warms my heart. I'm like, you know my song? Yeah.
I'm Anilee List. I just oh Anilee List, who's done so much. I loved you in the film Coda. I have to say, does this inspire you to take on further acting roles or be a part of future films?
That was one of the coolest things in my life that I've ever done. Like, it was so fun to be on the set of a movie. And I know that I played I felt like a small part in a really, really incredible piece of work. So I just feel like honored to even be part of that. I would love to do more on screen stuff. That's definitely something that I'm um, interested in pursuing more of, just to see, you know, like the production aspect of a movie. It's like seeing people, seeing creatives be so good at what they do, and just being able to witness that is like so special to me. And then being able to like contribute and participate in it too. Um, yeah, it's really exciting. It's an exciting like prospect to me.
I have to ask, who would you love to collaborate then with on a song in the future? If we could see you on stage with almost anyone, who would you love to work with?
Mm, I could collaborate with anybody. One person, a couple people.
Well, yeah, I mean, not necessarily at the same time, but yes, certainly. Is there anyone's I could have said in
I
particular?
love, I love, I love Alan Stone. Um, I feel like his voice just like speaks to me, and I actually got the chance to sing with him. He did a karaoke tour, which was so fun. He just like brought people on stage to like sing with him. It's such a genius idea for a tour, and um, so I was able to like sing with him, and it was just so fun. He made it so fun. So that would be really fun. Um, and maybe like Emily King or Moonchild. They're a LA like LA band. Well, they're all over the world, but they're based in LA. That would be really fun to collaborate with them too.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the incredibly beautiful music that you make?
Oh, thank you. I would love to say thank you for giving me some of your time, taking some time out of your day to listen to my stuff. I am still in the works. This is still such a process for me, and so thanks for being like caring and kind and like gentle with me through this process and patient. And I'm excited for what's to come for more music. And yeah.